Good afternoon. It is April the 27th, 2024, coming to you from my man cave here in Tampa, Florida. In between a few cruises right now. Just got back from 58, 60 days of cruising in Hawaii, and I want to talk about how that worked out, what people received, some of the new things going on with Princess Cruises on your comps. You know, they kind of change them all the time. As you all know, February the 16th, they started awarding people free cruises after each back-to-back. Before February 16th, you could be on 5, 10 back-to-backs or 2 back-to-backs, and you would only get paid, or you would only receive a free cruise offer under your cabin door, as you know, by Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, the Tooth Fairy, aka your casino hosts. The second to last night, you would receive that on your last segment, your last itinerary, your last cruise. So now, starting February the 16th, just a couple of months ago, now you can do a back-to-back, and you will get 3 free cruises. Make sure that everybody understands how that works, okay? Because you all email me and say, that's not true, this not true. This is true. This is how it works, okay? Now, as you all know, May 31st of last year, of 2023, they stopped giving the Princess Plus package, which is all the free Wi-Fi, free premium drink package, and the free tips and gratuities. They stopped doing that unless you lost a lot of money, okay? Now, these are facts, okay? If you lost a considerable amount of money, whether you were playing slots or table games, it triggered the algorithms. Now, how they are now doing this and kind of compensating people for free cruises is, it is the amount of time and the amount of your average bet. Now, what also plays into part is how much you buy in with. And we talked about that, and I want to discuss that at great length, okay? There are people that once in a while will buy in at a craps table or blackjack, and this is not for slot players. They'll buy in with $500, and they'll play, and they'll have average bets of 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, over $100. You know, that's green line and black line. We've gone over that many times. But I'm doing this longer video for a couple people that say, Mark, explain these things better and more. So I'm going to hit on what it takes now to receive and earn free cruises, okay? You may receive a free cruise like my buddy just did, who lives around here. I'm not going to mention his name, but he lives around here in Tampa, and we've cruised many times before, and he showed me. I have the printout from it, that he received a free cruise, an interior and 250, with just buying in every night with $500, $600, $700. But he played for 3 and 4 hours each night, and he was betting $50, $60, $70 an average roll. So if you kind of cumulatively give all those things together and make up one big algorithm or a formula, you may eke out an interior and 250, but you're never eking out the Princess Plus package with that. So I always say buy in with $1,000 to $5,000. Now, I had somebody just write me, and I just answered on my email. He asked me, he said, you know, sometimes I seem contradictory to what I am teaching. And it really is not contradictory. The number one thing to do when you are gambling is have a filter on your gambling like you do on your life, okay? If you are coming in here and gambling, addictively gambling, with no filter, then you're going to lose everything you have, okay? Trust me on that one. You're going to lose. Okay, if you buy in with, and I know I'm all over the board here, but I got right here, here's $2,500, okay? My buddies Steve and Nancy, they always say they buy in with $2,500 every night. I buy in with $5,000 every night. They seem to get the same exact, if not better offers than I get at buying it at $2,500. They have a few little tricks and tips and things such as that. I'm not going to go over all of those great things here on the video, but let's just say you buy in with $2,500. And this answers the question everybody asks. If I buy in with $2,500 and I play and I lose $2,500 that night, and I keep buying in with $2,500 and I keep losing every night, you know my answer. Change sports. Change sports and learn ping pong, I don't know, start ice sculpting, quilting, play pool, start swimming, I don't know. Go to the gym all the time. But don't lose your whole bankroll, okay? I always say a 10% filter, okay? Now, on $5,000, I buy in every night. Everybody that ever watches me play, they know that as soon as I lose 10%, up to $500, most of the time I'm out of there at $450. It may take 30 minutes for me to play, and somebody wrote me, well, how can you play balls to the wall and have a filter and still earn free cruises? Okay, it's simple. It's the amount of time you spend, your buy-in, and your average bet. There's other things that are involved. Tipping the dealers. Chris and I talk about it. Chris is the guy that lives in Tampa that just got this interior in 250, okay? Tip the dealers, be nice. But I'm talking about right now the buy-in and the filter, okay? If you buy in with, when I buy in with 5,000, it may last me 45 minutes at the craps table that I lost $500. When I get down to that and I only have $4,500 left on my rack, color up, cash in, get the heck out of there and come back the next night. If you want to manufacture another 5,000, or if you just want to come back with the 4,500, always come back with $100 bills. Don't buy in. If you already got the cash, don't buy in with chips. Never buy in with chips. Okay, so let's use the $2,500 rule, okay? $2,500, this is for my friends Steve and Nancy, and they're great CWM, Cruising with Mark subscribers and university students, and I'm making a joke there. Steve will get that one. But anyhow, $2,500, okay? So put 10% on that. So if you get to losing $250, now some of you may want to put a filter of 20% off. You may say, listen, I'm willing to lose, out of that $2,500, I'm willing to lose $500 instead of just $250. That's fantastic. Whatever you feel comfortable with, whatever you feel playing balls to the wall is, and whatever you feel that you're going to earn free cruises. The levels of the free cruising offers. Remember, they're interior and 250, balcony and 600, mini suite and 1,500, and that's where you get the Princess Plus package included. Wi-Fi, free drinks, and gratuities paid for. And then if you're people like Wayne, who I play with a lot, or some other people's names that bet really high, really long, really strong, and they're standing there, betting $300, $400, $500, $600, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 across the top at craps, or $2,000 blackjack hands, you're going to get the suites. You're going to get the suites, the $2,500 in free play, and you're going to get the Princess Plus package, and they may even throw in other things for you, like the Hearts package, and that's a whole different level. All of us probably don't need to really be concerned with that one, because all of us that gamble quite a bit are always going to be in the mini suite land all the time. My buddy Mike and everybody else, Jane, there's so many of you all, so I can't do it justice just to say, because I cruise, and every time I'm on a cruise, I get 2 or 3 new superstar craps players. That what's funny is I was on this cruise for 58 days into Hawaii from San Francisco. And it was so funny that people on the West Coast were watching my videos and they were buying in. Every one of them was buying in with at least $1,000 to $5,000 every single night with $100 bills. But what was even funnier, or better perhaps, is no one was on the pass line except when they had to roll, okay? And you know that odds are not comped or rated by the casino, okay? I'm not giving out some great big secret, okay? The pass line you are rated on, but the pass line only plays even odds, okay? The pass line represents the point that is rolled. Everybody knows that, okay? But odds on cruise ships are only 2-to-1 odds, okay? 2-to-1. So if you put down, and now the minimum on Princess cruise ships is supposedly going up to $10 minimums. They've been $5 minimums forever and ever. So now, if it's a $10 minimum that you have to play on the pass line or the don't pass line, but if you did $10 on the pass line, you could back it up just 2 times, and that would be $20 behind it. So you would think that you have $30 in action going, and they're comping you and rating you on that $30. That's not true. They're only rating and comping you on $10. So the $20 is ghosted. They don't even put that down in the numbers, okay? So you're getting comped on $10 on just the pass line bet, which is the point. And then it's even money. So the smartest thing to do, and everybody that watches me play, I do it all the time. I'm never on the pass line. And now most people aren't going on the pass line anymore. Just let them roll the number. That's a bad number 7. And that's another bad number 7. There's a 5, okay? So what I do is on a 5, and generally speaking, and I know I'm speaking way out of turn here, but to stay at a good number, a clip that you're always green lined or black lined, and when you play long and hard and strong, they're going to put you up at a high level where you're going to earn a higher level of cruise. One guy wrote me and said, well, if I lose all my money, I won't even get the booby prize. That's not necessarily true. Buy in with the high number, and then, and I'm going way against everything I always talk about here. I don't mean that, I mean I'm out of order here, okay? So if a 5 is rolled by somebody, I have nothing on the table except make them all, make the small and make the tall, okay? I'm always up there on that. There's different variations of what I do, okay? It depends on how I feel about the roller. I know that sounds like a superstition, but it's just the way I play. And like I've told you, the way I play doesn't guarantee any wins. Nobody can guarantee anybody how to win, okay? There's strategies that give you a little bit better advantage to winning. There's a little bit better betting strategy and could be a better outcome, but there is no guaranteed way to winning at any table game, including craps, okay? You're not winning all the time. Anybody that says that they win all the time and they got this foolproof way of always winning, they're lying. They're not telling you the truth. They're embellishing things. It doesn't happen like that. You ever notice with gamblers, all of us, I try not to do this, but they always tell you their winnings, but they never tell you their losings, okay? That's not where you want to be. I hear people say, well, I ran into this lady at the airport coming back from Hawaii, from San Francisco, okay? I spent a few days in Vegas after Hawaii, and I just got back here like 2 days ago. My next trip is it's in the first part of May, okay? But I ran into these 2 older ladies. They won't have any idea who I'm talking about at the airport, okay? And I went up to them and we started talking, and I heard one lady say to the other, She said, I won $26,000 in payouts this last 16-day cruise in Hawaii. $26,000 in the slot machines. But then her friend asked her, he said, how much did you actually win and bring home? She said, well, I gave it all back. And I ended up losing $1,400. So she was up there at $26,000, chasing the big piggy, getting cash payouts, getting some 1099s, because you know, on slot machines, on cruise ships, $1,200 and above, you're having to sign your John Hancock to the IRS. You're getting a ticket, okay, a hand pay, okay? Anything under $1,200, jackpot wise, you're golden. So a lot of people love to get like $1,190 jackpots, okay? Because you're not getting 1099, you're not getting a hand pay. Now, if you cumulatively, let's say you're just playing along and you win 200 and 300 and 400 and 500 and 200 and 600 and 700 and whatever, and you get up to $5,000, okay? You can cash that $5,000 in any time with your medallion at the cashier from your slot machine winnings. You can cash out anytime you want to, but you're not going to be 1099 because it's not cumulative. It's just one-time jackpot wins. Okay, so, but this lady said she was up $26,000 in some hand pays. So first thing is that she's paying taxes on some amount of those winnings, because they have given her the statement that goes to the IRS also. I don't know how much she has to pay. It depends on your tax bracket. But, and when you play craps, okay, and this Hawaii trip I was on, we rolled them all some nights. There were nights I lost my $500, okay? There was a lot of nights I lost $500. I remember one night losing $450 in like 15 minutes. I said, oh, out of here, not a good night, table cold. And you all know when that table's cold, it gets cold. And if it comes back, it's a long time and many rollers till it comes back, okay? But, so I got out of there. So this lady, $26,000 she won. She's gonna be paying taxes on some amount of that winnings, but she ended up losing. And this is what she told she lost, $1,400. I personally believe, from looking at this lady and listening to her, I believe that she lost way more than $1,400, because she admitted that she won $26,000, but she ended up losing all that, and she left the casino with a trip with $1,400. And out of that deal of what she won and lost and how back and forth, she received a free balcony and $600. That's what she told her friend. I didn't see the certificate, but that's what. So I pretty much believe that, because she supposedly sat at the slot machines forever, just sitting there playing the slot machines. So, filter. Put a filter on your gambling. Okay, so Steve and Nancy, here we go. $2,500. You buy in with $2,500, okay? So, if you get to losing 250 or 300, or if you want to go to 20% at 500, when you get to losing $500, get the heck out of there. Come back the next night. Buy in again with 2,500, or just the 2,000 that you have left, or whatever denomination you have left, but always buy back in with cash. Now, as far as it works, okay, the algorithms to get the free cruises are the amount of time that you play at the craps table, okay? So if you just play for 45 minutes, I have a great guy that played this past time. I'm going to tell you a couple stories of people, what they actually won and how much they played. This one guy, Ron, fantastic guy. He's about one of the biggest guys I've ever seen. He stood next to me at the craps table. Jolly, fun, lives out on the West Coast. He told me, he said, Mark, anytime you're out here on the West Coast, it's on me. Come visit me. I got goosebumps on that one. Great guy. So one night I'm rolling. I start rolling, and I roll a hard 8 coming out. Ron had a $50 hopping hard 8 on there. Made $1,500 on my one roll of a hard 8. $1,500 because it pays 30 to 1. 30 to 1 times the $50 chips, 2 grains, $1,500. Fantastic guy. But Ron would come in every single night and buy in with $2,000 or $3,000. Okay, I want you to understand this one. $2,000 or $3,000. So he checked the box right there, right? He would be betting $300 and $400 and $500 across the top. He'd have hard ways 25, 25, 25, 25 on all the hard way numbers. He'd be across the top, 220. He'd be across the top a whole lot, okay? Ron only stayed there. And first of all, he only played there. On the 16 days, there was only like about 10 or 11 days that were actually gambling nights, because the first night it didn't, we were late, so we didn't go off till the next morning. And when you're in Hawaii, you're in the United States, and the casino is closed, darkened, blackened, plugs off, out for 4 nights, okay? So out of those 11 nights, Ron only came to the casino and played, and he played other things besides that. He played blackjack, and I saw him doing those things too. He only played probably, I'm gonna say 5 or 6 nights. But he played $300, $400, $500, $600, $700, $800 across the top. He bought in with $2,500 or $3,000 every night. But he only stayed at the table for 15, 20, 30 minutes. He didn't stay a long time. And Ron had a rule. He left almost every night up. It was amazing. I would watch him. I say, "Holy crap, Ron." He said, "One more roll, Mark, and I'm out of here." And he would get up, and he would be up $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 on a night. He was so lucky. But he knew when to hold him and when to fold him, when to get the heck out of there. So guess what Ron received? He told me. He only received the free interior and $250 in free play. He didn't get the mini suite. He didn't get the balcony. He didn't get the mini suite with the Princess Plus package and the $1,500 because he wasn't there long enough. It is the amount of time you play and your average bet. If you have a great big average bet like Ron does, but you're only there for 15, 20 minutes each night, you're not going to cumulatively gain enough points. It's that rabbit and the hare, okay? The rabbit and the hare are the same people, the animal. The rabbit and the turtle, okay? Ron's a rabbit. He comes in, buys in big, relatively big, bets high, but only stands there, for 15, 20, 30 minutes. That's it. If he would stay there as long as most of us stay there for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours, he would have had the suite in $2,500 and the Princess Plus package. But the other thing that's real important to say is Ron ended up winning. Okay? Now, a lot of times, we're going to lose. But Ron, from understanding what he said, and I saw it, he ended up winning each night, pretty much. And he said every time that he gets up and he wins $500, $600, $700 in a session, he's out of there and comes back maybe the next night, or if he doesn't, went to the following night. So what I'm saying is, it is the amount of time you play. The buy-in is really crucial, okay? If you just buy in with $100 or $200 and you put it on your card, man, there was this great guy, Dennis. I'm telling you, he was a fantastic guy. And he would come to the craps table 5 times during the course of the night. Color up, cash in, get out. Buy in, color up, cash in, get out. Buy in, color in, cash up, get out. It could be a song maybe, okay? He'd buy in with $100. Sometimes cash, and then sometimes in his room. And he would do it like $500 total, right? So I talked to Ron in the gym one day, and we were Dennis in the gym one day. I said, Dennis, can I ask why you buy in with $100 every time and then leave in like 15, 20 minutes and maybe an hour? He said, Mark, he said, I like to know that I buy in with $100 and I want to be up 120 and then I leave. If he just makes 20 bucks or 50 bucks, he leaves. The problem with that is I said, Dennis, you got to buy in one time higher. So he started buying with $500, and he bought in with $500 2 or 3 or 4 times every night, which is better. He ended up getting an interior in 250 is what he told me when I saw him at the airport leaving. That's good. Anytime you get into the Princess Players Club, through the Ocean Players Club, through Carnival, and you get an offer of at least an interior cabin, you're doing okay. If you just get the booby prize of $150, $250, $500, or $600 in free play slid under your door, you're not doing okay, period. You have to get to the level of always getting the minimum of an interior in 250. Whatever way that takes for you to calculate and hit that algorithm, doesn't matter. Like my buddy Chris, he got the interior in 250. He bought in every night with $500, $600 sometimes, he said. He always is at $40, $50, $60, $70 on a roll. That's good. And he sat there for 2 or 3 hours. Okay. So he checked the boxes on the time spent, 2, 3, 4 hours, and he checked kind of the boxes on $50, $60, $70 on an average roll. That's green line. Everybody knows 50 to 99, green line. Black line is 100 to 249. Purple line's 250 to 500. Blue line is 25 to 50, and anything under $25 an average roll, they don't care about you. I'm not being mean, I'm just telling you the facts. If you want to earn free cruises, these are the facts. So Chris, but the box he never checked was he was buying in with $500, but he spent enough time and his average roll was good enough that he got an interior in 250. And so that is that's not bad. And so he got the interior in 250 for that kind of play. So, but to elevate it to get the balconies, okay? To get the balconies, you need to be at least $1,000 buy-in. Please remember that, okay? It's okay if you just buy in with $500, but you're gonna have to really be betting 50, 60, 70, 80, $100+ an average roll, and you're gonna have to be standing there for 3, 4, 5, 6 hours cumulative every single night to get to the balcony at $600. Now, an interesting thing I just learned this from my great friend James. I call him Judge James. He is a big time defense attorney in Canada, one of my best buddies. You all know James. He is a hoot, okay? Hoot. And he just wrote me and just told me what he received. He just was cruising, and he's always cruising. And he said that he just received, or his friend received a balcony and $500. This lady friend of his, and but he does a great job. And but what he told me, and talking to somebody, Princess is getting ready to initiate a new transparent way of earning your free cruises and the comps. Much like some of the other cruise lines, okay, that when you go on the other cruises and you know those names, not to say their names like Royal Caribbean, making a joke, but you go on those and they can basically give you a printout and say, you hit 1,200 points, you get free drinks. You hit 5,000 points, you get this. 10,000 points, you get this. And they do add up points through their algorithm, not just on slot machines. We all know slot machines are exact because, you know, when you're playing, they know how much money you put in, what you bought in for. And when you're doing slot machines, and this is a definite trick, is that don't penny ante it, okay? First of all, if you're gonna sit there for hours, don't just keep putting in $20 or charging $50 to your room off of your fob. Don't do that. Just put in one big whack of $1,000, okay? Whether you're feeding 10 $100 bills into the machine and it shows that you have a credit of $1,000, or put it on your room, $1,000. But don't keep, just like craps, don't come in and buy in $100, $100, $100, $100, 200, you know, sound like an auctioneer. Don't do that. Buy in with one time so it triggers the algorithms, okay? Okay? Trigger the algorithm on the slot machine players. I've had a lot of you write me and say, thanks, Mark. My wife did buy in with $1,000 on the slot machines the first time. Okay? Play it there, and she received a free cruise. Okay? So, when you are, where was I on this topic? This is going to be a long one, so hold on. Okay? But when you're playing, so James, Judge James, he always receives the mini suite. And what they told him was sometime in the future, near future here, and when they say something, it comes out probably the next week on Princess, they are going to institute a more transparent thing. So they're going to tell you, okay, when you get maybe this many points. Now, I don't know how they're going to do that because they're reluctant. When you're at the craps table, they're very reluctant to tell you how you're doing. You know, they'll tell you your average roll, but they don't have any idea how many points you're at. Now, I know this is the truth too, is that the host and the general manager, casino manager, if you ask them and you're in good with them, and say, hey, how many points do I have? They'll say, hey, you got 12,000 points, and you're just a table game player. That's how the algorithms work. But then last cruise, I said to the one host who perhaps wasn't as in touch or in tune with how things work, I asked this person, I said, where am I at in points? And he said, we don't know. Okay. So they're coming out with a more transparent way, and it might be starting, you know, in May. I don't know. But that would be a good thing so people will know how many points you have to get to instead of me saying, you need to buy in here, you need to do this, you need to do that. But I will tell you, it is the average roll or bet and the time spent at the table. The other things that help is the higher buy-in, okay? There's no way that you can get free cruises. Let's put this guy wrote me, and I agree with him. If you buy in with $200, why would the cruise industry and why would the Players Club give you a free cruise when you only are buying them with $200? Now, at $200, you can't have a very high average roll. You can only be betting minimums of $12. I guess now it's $20, two $10 minimums. But you can't last long. You know, let's say you get a hot streak going and you're starting to win, but you're going to slow down and you're not going to be able to have a $50, $60, $70, $80 average roll if you only buy in with $200 or $300. Okay, that's why buying with $2,500 minimum, buying $1,000. Okay, you want the best deal, you want the best cruises. Okay, so that is that situation. But let me also say this: is if you look at the thumbnail print on this video, it is. I had the greatest time. I know this guy really well. I've played. I've seen him in the casino all the time, and he is the master of slot machines. I mean, this guy, you look at him and you say, you play slot machines? This guy sits, doesn't even go to bed at nighttime. Funniest story is the second to last night, when we left Hawaii, they opened up the casino around 6 o'clock. He started on the slot machine at 6 o'clock. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, that's midnight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, morning. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He's still playing slots. He accumulated, he had ended up with a little over 80,000 points, okay? And, you know, he was up and down. He had a check drawn for him. You know, he hit over $10,000, $11,000, $12,000 on a hand pay. But he played and played and played and played. So we talked all the time. I said, his name's Mark. That's a great name. He said, I want you to teach me how to play craps. I said, okay. He said, I'll fly anywhere to where you're at, and I want you to teach me how to play craps. Much like I taught my best students, Steve and Nancy, who are way better craps players than me now, okay? No question about that, okay? But he asked me, can you show me how to play craps? So I'm up in the buffet, so I say, I'll see you later. I said, okay. So I'm up in the buffet eating a couple eclairs, which I'm not supposed to be probably eating too much being type 2 diabetic. But you gotta love their eclairs. And so this one guy comes up, he's looking frantically all over the boat for me. This is on deck 15. And the casino's on deck 6. And there's 3,200 people on this cruise ship plus crew. And all of a sudden I'm walking, he said, Mark, you're being summoned. You're being summoned. Mark wants you to show him how to play craps, and he is opening up the craps table. This is at noon. Craps tables never open up until 8 o'clock at night, sometimes 7 o'clock at night. All the time on Princess Cruises, because you need 4 dealers to be there instead of playing blackjack or poker. You just need 1 dealer. You need to have 4 dealers. Stick man, 2 dealers, and the box man. And he says, Mark wanting you to play. He's going to be buying in with $10,000, and he wants you to show him how to play. So I said, okay. So I go downstairs, go to my, I buy in with $4,000 at noon. And it's just me and Mark playing. They almost have it roped off. It wasn't exactly like Bellagio, but it was just me and Mark playing. He has $10,000 worth of chips, just black and greens. And he's saying, he's betting crazy. And so I got there and he said, however you bet, Mark, bet for me. Just, you have full access to my chips. I'm thinking, really? $10,000 here in chips? I got 4, but you know, and he's fantastic. Such a great spirited guy. And like I said, that's me and him on the thumbnail picture, me and Mark on the picture of this video. And he is fantastic. But so get this. So this other guy comes in, John, and that's all that's playing at this table. We're only one side's open. Me, Mark, and John. This never happens, but I'm training this. So we're up top, 10, 10, 10, small, tall, and all. 10, 10, 10. We're up there, 10, 10, 10. Mark says, I'll follow you. That's the maximum number on the Crown Princess that you could buy in at. You know, on like the Enchanted, you could go 50, 25, and 50, okay? This one was 10, 10, and 10. That's it. So we go 10, 10, and 10. If you roll them all at 10, 10, and 10, you're making a little over $2,100, okay? As you guys all know, you're making $300, $1,500, and $300. So it's $2,100. So this guy John's rolling. He rolled them all. Rolled them all when I'm showing Mark how to play craps. Now, He's not playing pass line. He's not doing odds. He's betting. He's tipping the dealers a hellacious amount of money. He's throwing them $25 green chips. I saw him throw two black chips to him. Just, here, is that enough for you? So he was betting like my buddy Wayne bets on the 6 and 8. He was up there $200-$300, $400 on the 6, and $200-$400 on the 8. So he was betting high, and we were hitting, and we were he was $100 on the hard ways. Here, he didn't even know what he was doing. Hey, just do what Mark does. I said, I'm not betting $100. I did it a couple times. I said, I'm $25 on the hard ways. $100. So he's hitting, winning, $100 on the hard way, hard 6 or 8 pays $900. He's tipping the dealers $100. I told him, I said, you got to make sure you tip the shooter too. So he said he'd throw the shooter $100. But anyhow, it was a great time. It was a great time. And so look at that thumbnail sketch. That's Mark and I. And we're going to be cruising again in Alaska out of San Francisco. Basically the whole month of September coming up. And it's on the, oh gosh, I lose track. It's back on the Crown, actually, the Crown Princess. So we're going to be there again playing. And he just wrote me and said that he just won another jackpot in Reno. Okay, this is a guy that gambles. But anyhow, I hope that answered some of the questions. Put a filter. If you want to go to 20%, that's fine. Go 20% and stop. But people that say, that they're going to just get the booby prize that I'm not telling the true story. No, the true story is this. You got to do whatever you feel comfortable betting, but don't lose all of your money. There are nights that you're going to win, and there's more nights that you're probably going to lose, okay? That's how it goes. I told everybody this before, is that people say, how much do you generally lose? I'm going to tell you what happened with me. I started on this journey. I started December the 8th last year. I was on the Enchanted Princess for basically 70 days until February the 16th. Then I jumped on the Crown Princess from February 22nd to April the 20th, okay? That was like 128 days at the cruise. So I figured out that I was only in the casino because there was one stint of 16 days. I didn't even go in the casino. And there was another 10 days in the casino that on the cruise ship I didn't go either. I mean, I might have went one night or 2 nights, but I was more in tune to going and watching some of the other stuff, some of the comedy shows, some of the production shows, and just not feeling like you can't gamble every single night when you're on a cruise ship back to back 128 days. So I figured out that I gambled probably 60, 70 days out of 128. Now I could have brought more, but I started on December 8th with 10 grand. I started with $10,000 in my safe, okay? Could I, if I lost it, could I have found another 10,000? Absolutely. But the story is I started with 10 grand. And then at the end of the 70 days on the Enchanted Princess, I was up. I hit like 3 make-em-alls, okay? So I was up on that trip. And I'm just talking about gambling money. I'm not talking about going and buying tchotchkes or, whatever at the ports, or not talking about, giving tips and all that kind of stuff. I'm talking about just actual gambling money, what you leave with, what you come with, okay? So I was up in the gambling. I went from $10,000 to $12,000 over those 70 days. I was down probably at 10,000. I dipped down to about 6,500, so I lost 3,500, but then I pulled it back up with 3 back-to-back make-em-alls won to make them all. On the Enchanted, I won $3,700 because I had $25 on make them all, and you multiply 25 times 150, and it comes out to like 3,700 bucks. So that was good. So I came onto the Crown Princess on February the 22nd with $12,000, okay? And I ended the Crown Princess with $8,000, okay? So I lost $4,000, but on my original $10,000, I ended up losing $2,000 of probably 60 days of gambling. Now, that's pretty darn good. That's pretty lucky, I'm gonna tell you, because only losing $2,000 and off of the top win of $12,000 and getting down to $8,000, losing $4,000, that's really good for that many days of gambling, okay? But what I received from that, basically, in all of those cruises, is almost unlimited cruises, almost unlimited, and not many expiration dates on those. So let me not forget this one. Ooh. Always remember to call Alan. Got him. Remember that number, Alan, extension 11327. Call Alan, and because he will make it right for you. So I called him when I was in San Francisco each time on the back-to-backs, and he said, Mark, he says, you got like 5 more. You got 5 balconies. 5 mini suites to use, and a couple of balconies to use, deluxe balconies. I said, giddy up. Let's keep moving them up. So right now I'm covered. But that's the story. So yes, will you lose? Yes, will you sometimes be lucky? Yes. But just remember, and gosh, if I keep on going, let me say, don't forget to own 100 shares of Carnival stock, okay? Own 100 shares of Carnival stock. It's trading like $15 a share. So buy it through any of your online brokerage firms. You know them all, Fidelity or E-Trade or Charles Schwab, or buy it through your own personal land brokerage firm. Buy 100 shares of CCL, Carnival Cruise Lines, okay? And it doesn't matter if Carnival goes up, down, sideways, backwards, I don't care. Because look at this. Every time they give me, right here, this is an old one, shareholder benefit, you can see it right there, shareholder benefit, $250. Every time I take a Princess cruise, they give me $250 on 14-day or above cruises. Anything under 14 days, they give you $100, okay? But that's fantastic. And how do you get it now? They made the system a lot easier for you to receive Carnival benefits through Princess Cruises, okay? You go to Stock Perks, StockPerks is an app. And Stock Perks is so simple now. Instead of having to email, Princess Cruise Lines, shareholder benefits at princesscruiselines.com or any of the other entities, and sometimes they would write back to you and say, listen, we need a little bit more information from you. What's your cuspid number? What is your actual number? How many shares? Can you show me a year-to-date P&L, or can you show me that you currently still own Carnival stock? It's all simple now. And I showed this before in a video. You just go to Stock Perks. You put in, hit eligible. Eligible is 100 shares minimum of Carnival stock. And you hit Princess Cruises, eligible, and then hit submit. And before submit, you had to put in your cruise date, your booking number, your sailing date, your first and last name, and your email address. Hit submit, and you're done. That's it. And then I just did another one, and you'll get back within 5 minutes. It will say, congratulations, we just submitted your eligibility. You'll hear back from us, okay? I think it was like 6 hours later, it came back and said, congratulations, we just put $250 of additional onboard credit under shareholders benefits to you. It's non-refundable, so you have to use it while you're on that cruise. Don't think you're going to get a check written back to you. Use it anywhere you want, but it's non-refundable, $250. It's fantastic. So anyhow, I'm almost at an hour, and one of my guys said, Mark, talk for 2 hours. I don't want to bore you all to tears. I'm just trying to tell you, it works, it happens. And hopefully Princess is going to get a little bit more transparent, and everybody will know what they have to do. But it's going to be hard to say exactly what you have to do without telling you, the points that you need to have. Because there's nothing that says, well, you got to stand here for 5 hours, you got to bet $100 an average roll, and you got to buy in with $3,000. And you do that, then you're going to get, a balcony. Well, there's a lot of variables involved in that. Are you nice to the dealers? Are you nice to the players? Do you put the dealers in? Do you tip them? Are you accommodating to everybody? There's a lot of things that goes into this. So, anyhow, that's all for now. Like I said, great time. Everybody was getting free cruises on this Hawaii thing. Noticed a lot of people are just watching my channel, and I really appreciate you all watching my channel and supporting my channel. I do it just because I like to pay it forward. So, and when you're on a cruise ship, I'll be on the Emerald. I'm going to be on the Emerald Princess, May 10th to June 19th. Okay, and then let's just leave it at that to start with. But when I'm on a cruise ship, please come up to me and say, hey Mark, I watch your channel. So many of you come up. This past time I've had 50, 60, 70, 100 people come up, and I'll give you a card, and don't forget to email me. If you have any specific questions, just email me at cruisinwithmark with no G, cruisinwithmark@gmail.com. I try to answer everybody back. I get about 10, 15 a day, and so till then, subscribe to my channel, and you all have a really good day.